So Loreanna. Loreanna is my name. It comes from Lorenzo and Ileana. I am from Puerto Rico. And I was looking for a title for Loreanna for me, right? Because I wanted to create this personal brand for me in the moment that I saw that I had too many businesses. I was like, okay, I don't want to get the people confused of what I do because I have a wedding planning and event company, like planning and design. And I have a real estate business. I have a creative business where I design websites and digital content, and I also empower people, and I also decorate, and I'm like, you know what, Loreanna, I think you need to discover exactly what is your business or what is your brand in order that you can include and integrate all those services in one business, in one umbrella. So I said, okay, let's start by my name, because at some point I like that my name is unique. I give thanks to my parents to join their names and create something unique, and even with 2 M's, right? And I need to give thanks to Zaira Dominish. I don't know if she's here, but she will be listening later probably. And I remember getting a course with her, like a branding training, and her name is it's complicated to say it. And she was the one who told me, you know what? In the moment that I realized that it was so unique, I started to create a brand with my own name. And that's where I saw Loreanna as a brand. I recently took a training, a branding training too, was a business related with Trump. And Trump was saying that his name, how it started as a brand, and you know that is a huge brand, it started by having a thought and saying, you know what, he had the opportunity to name that first building that he bought as Tiffany Tower, because Tiffany Building, I believe, because Tiffany Jewelry was there, and he was like, oh, so excited to have that, until his mentor told him, do you know if by any chance in 5 years from now your name will be Tiffany? And he was like, So he understood, okay, I need to put Trump Tower. And it was so uncomfortable for him in the moment because it's his name. And, to have a brand named his own name, it was kind of confusing. But now we see even J-Lo is a brand. What is J-Lo? J-Lo is an actress, J-Lo is a singer, J-Lo is a business owner, J-Lo is a lot of things, but it's J-Lo. That is the brand. So in this case, I started to research so much about what is personal branding, not just the business, but your own name, your own self. It's not just an image, it's not just a digital content, it's not just the colors or the font. Those are things to communicate your vision, but you need to include so many things inside of that personal branding, inside of your name. You need to create a reputation with your own name based on your vision, your mission, your purpose. So you start first by discovering what is your vision, what is your purpose, what is your mission, and from then you start creating that brand. So that's my experience has been going like that. So I was telling you that I had so many services, so many talents, so many things, and I'm like, I was getting confused. I was like, do I want to do them all, or do I keep changing? I don't want to change. I want them all. And I started to say, okay, let me get an umbrella and start creating this brand, Loreanna. And under Loreanna, it will be obviously the weddings and events, the real estate. Well, you have seen it in the new website, right? Loreanna luxury brand. And thank Georgie, my friend. I don't know if he's there, but he was the one who just brought that name from nowhere. And I was like in love with the name, Loreanna luxury brand. That's how it came. So my title, looking for okay, I am a wedding planner, I'm a real estate agent, I'm this, I'm that. That's why I came with the idea to put Loreanna Gonzalez, boss lady, because I am a boss lady. So that is my title now. And I wanted to create something that it could be fun, a brand that it could be fun, a brand that it could be always, a brand need to be trustable. So your name need to be in anywhere. I mean, when you see brands like Nike, Coca-Cola, Rolex, you know that they have their own kind of clients. They have been researching and creating a brand that is only looking for those type of clients. They don't want everybody. They want a specific type of clients. That's what we want with our brand. So it's something that we will be looking on how to do it in order that we can literally have those type of clients with, not everybody. It's just the ones that they want to trust us and they want to buy to us or our services, or, to get anything that we want. So we first start, I just gave a little intro of me. We first start, like I told you, what exactly means in your head when you talk about personal branding, right? You said that it was something confusing because you were trying to say how to show my business or something like that. And so by defining the meaning, the real meaning or the definition of the personal branding, in my case, the research that I have been doing, you can define it as your brand is a perception or an emotion. So people will be feeling something or perceiving something when they see your brand, when they see your colors, your hair, your image. The way that I have my hair right now is very different from if you see me with a ponytail or something. You know that there is something different that day, not just the hair. Because in my case, I have been creating the brand with the hair completely loose. So that's part of the strategy. You need to create something specific constantly, right? So people doesn't see too many changes. And by that, you need to build and you need to build a reputation on the things you want to be known for, right? What are your experiences? What are your expertise? What is your knowledge about your talents, your personality? How is it? I mean, my personality is not here and trying to be like so shy. I know I cannot be like that. So I need to create a brand that it was going to be kind of fun and, something that I could enjoy when I see it. So the type of clients that will be attracted by that brand that I'm creating, they will be like me, or at least they will love to be like me. And those are the clients that you want to try for them to go and find you and trust you, because they want to be like you. They want someone they can trust. So you need to allow yourself to be known for those things. And you need to create something that conveys a message and can be monetized. So of course that this is something that you're not just creating this to become famous, or you don't want to become famous. If you have 1,000 followers, or if you have 1 million, that's not the difference. The difference is how many clients you will have, how many referrals you will have. And that is measured by the trust that people, put in you. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. And I felt that I needed to show one of my expertise, that it was the type of branding that I was creating, because the results that I've been getting from it is referrals. I don't need to be like doing so many cold callings or knocking doors or trying to be outside of my own apartment. My office is my apartment. So looking for clients. I mean, people have been referring me a lot this past year from the past year until now, more. And I have been surprised, but at the same time, it's the type of branding that I have been creating. They are trusting me more. They are seeing me with more knowledge. They have been seeing exactly what I'm doing, who is the people that is around me. So they are having more, I am having more credibility through their eyes, right? And that is the purpose of a personal branding, that you need to create something that people will be seeing of who are you and what do you do and how do you can help them. So why it is so important to have a personal branding? Well, you need to get the attention of your right client by differentiating, right, from your competition. In my case, that personal branding needed to be like completely different from so many others that I see. And one of the personal branding that I have been seeing that is not super famous, but is someone that I relate with her. I relate with her in her way that she is, that her personality, at least the things that she shows, is Chriselle. I don't even remember her last name. But it's someone that I follow in Instagram. Later I will be, putting some details about this in some posts so you can see it. Even the ones that are right now here listening to the training. If you want to join later in a group that I will be creating in Facebook, let me know. Just write to me later, because I will be creating a Facebook group so we can post homeworks that we will do and things, so we can do it together. And so that girl was my inspiration, looking at her and seeing how she was a model, an artist, a real estate agent. She's a writer. She has a book. She has a store, a shoe store. She has so many things, and at the same time, she always was the same person with everybody. And she looks, even she gives tips with the clothes that she's wearing that day, and she goes always to create that engagement with the people that makes us to trust her. So I started to be inspired by her, and I started to do research, because I like those type of branding better than the one that is like just showing something and people doesn't even know the person that is behind what is shown. So that's where I saw that the personal branding, it was not just the physical and the digital footprint. It was lacking something. That's why you don't even know who's the owner of Coca-Cola or the Rolex or this or that, unless you Google it and see the name and the person, the picture, because you will never, feel that person will be accessible to you. But in the businesses that we are running right now, at least the ones that I know that surround us, we like to be in touch with people. And even though I will have someday this billionaire enterprise, right, a company, I still will be, liking to get engaged with people. And so that type of personal branding, I was seeing that it was lacking some confidence by the people who does those businesses. And it was not just that they didn't like to be, put their faces in camera. Is that in our case, we don't have those Nike or Facebook, or even Facebook, he likes to put his face in the camera sometimes. Mark Cuban. So when you put together the inner self, the personality of that business owner inside of the personality of the business per se, you create another type of distinctive, unique brand. And that is something that provoked that trust. Jen, it will be one of my clients soon, in these few weeks that's coming. So you will see the different Jenny. So that inner self personality, the genuineness, right? The authentic part of you, that was the thing that was lacking, those brandings. That's what the thing that I've been seeing with this other girl that inspired me, because I am someone that doesn't trust anybody. And even with brand, unless I don't even care about the reviews. I care about the experience. And that experience only comes with trust. And that trust only comes by a referral, someone that referred to you, someone that you know, or by you having that connection with the person that runs that business. And I'm like, yes, I like that. So I started to integrate this type of coaching, leadership, and empowerment, and like mindset and confidence mentoring, because I have been getting it from the best of the best. You know that I've been getting from Elena Cardon, Grant Cardone. I even in Puerto Rico had some of the trainings with great people, Chris Lee, Alexis Aguiar. It was another one. I don't remember the names right now. Oh, Miguel Tejera. So those have been like great coaches that I have been having since years ago. And it's time for me to share what I have been learning, what I have been receiving in my inner self, right? So that is a huge part in your own personal branding, where you take it outside and communicate that vision that way. You can present it and promote your vision the many ways possible. You can pay for someone like me that can design your website, that can design your digital content, and that can even make you a new image for pictures. But you cannot communicate your vision in those terms. You need to go in front of the camera like right now and feel like you own the place. So that is something that doesn't come like in 24 hours. It comes with a lot of coaching. Even scriptures from the Bible have been helping me a lot, because I don't know if you have been seeing, I'm not part of it for any, but I am not part of any religion. I have my own relationship, great relationship with God, and I do believe in Him. And so I have been reading the Bible by myself, and I have been discovering a lot of leadership and trainings inside of it too, and empowerment and things that I would have never guessed that they were there, and they have been helping me a lot. So all of those things will be included in those type of services that I'm bringing. So why it is so important to integrate a leadership and empowerment development program in a personal branding service? Well, to build trust and credibility, obviously, and to feel comfortable and confident that the image being promoted is exactly the person inside of you and the person that the client will meet. I know I have been having the experience of seeing a person that, in social media, it looks like, whoa, like even the way that he dressed. I remember, I don't want to say the name, but I remember having a person in, pictures of a person with this little crazy hat and things that you would never imagine that guy was so shy. When I met him personally, I was like, whoa, how are you? And he was like, oh, I'm good. And I was like something was not real there. And it makes you go back a little bit, and you need to start over again to meet the person, because you forgot about the whole image thing. A lot of people can create the image that they want to, but this is only you. So when you integrate both, oh my God, you have everything outside of your world, and you are the one who creates that. Nobody else, though. You don't. Hi, that's Sally. You did read it. Let me know again if somebody wants is not understanding in English, so I can translate everything in Spanish. Nuevamente repito, porque no sé quiénes están aquí. Si hay alguien que no está entendiendo bien el inglés, que me deje saber, y yo traduzco todo, ¿verdad? En español y en inglés a la misma vez, me escriben. Alright, so I'm here. Okay, now that I have more people here, what do you think that are the key words to create the best personal branding? Where I just told you that we need to integrate three big things. That is the inner self, who you are, the best that you can be, obviously. Not the way that you feel now, it's the way that you will be feeling when you are empowered, when you become confident enough, when you become that person that you know that you want to be, but you right now doesn't know how to do it. So what are those keywords that we think that we need to create that best personal brand? I know that uniqueness, one of my favorite because you need to differentiate from any other, any competition. In my case, I have competition with my wedding industry. I have competition in my real estate industry. I have competition even with the branding industry, marketing industry. Like, I have a competition everywhere. But you know what? None of them have all the services that I provide for the same client. And none of them has this type of personality that can create a trust with exactly the right type of clients for me. So I don't mind to have my own friends here competing because they have a personality, I have a personality, and we all are different. We will be creating different type of branding, personal branding. So obviously, the way that we will be competing, it won't be something that it will be like trying to get a client from the other one, because the type of client for that person is not for me. I have another type of client that it will be great for me. So another word that I know that it will be great for a personal branding, if you have some words, you can write them there. So it's creativity, originality, authentic, being a leader, being the authority in your industry. I'm going to tell you how I have been becoming the authority in my industries. And I will tell you the truth. I have my dog licking my feet. So, in the wedding industry in Puerto Rico, where I started like 20 years ago. And I remember feeling so shy at the beginning. And I remember feeling that it was just a hobby. It wasn't a business. I wasn't even feeling so confident enough that I could believe that I could have a business by myself. And I had it like a hobby. And I was working with those type of wedding planners around me. And I was seeing them like, wow, I was this size, around them. But I was doing, 200 guest events, and but I never saw myself like I was like them. And until a day came that we had all the training, and I was sitting with all of those, top of the best of the best in the island. And I remember, taking out my business cards that day, and at that time they were like so ugly. And so when I gave my business cards to them, we can hold together. Yes. So I remember giving the business card to this huge wedding planner in the island, and I saw her how she left the card in the table, and she went to another place, and I felt like so offended. I was like, why she left my card in the table, like literally with purpose. And I said, Loreanna, get up and give it to her back, give it back to her again, and she will understand who are you. That was the first time that I felt so confident and empowered to do something that I would have never saw myself doing it before that. Because it was something that punched me in my face, and it felt like I didn't like it. So I went back and I said, I'm sorry. She was talking to a lot of people there, and I was like, I'm sorry, you left my card in the table. And she was like, no, it's pausing because it's poor connection, so let me know if you can see me well. So she was like, her face was in shock. She would have never guessed that I would do that. Now we are great friends. And we have been working together. I mean, when you don't stand for yourself, who else will do it? And I have been learning the bad and the good way to do it. But I have been very genuine always, and that have been helping me to create great relationship with people that I met even the first day. And I will tell you another story of how I brought a lot of empowerment. It was very recently in the real estate summit from Grant Cardone, the last one. I remember I went by myself, and I had some listings that I brought from Puerto Rico, and I went to the guys, the salespeople from Cardone, and I asked them, I know them, and I asked them, okay, I need to sell these listings. I came here to sell them. Who I need to know here? And they were like, well, if you need to leave with only one name from here, go to this person. And they gave me the name, and I was like, okay. So I sat down, and when it started, that person was on stage, and I was like, oh, okay, how do I go to a person that is on stage? Okay, so I was literally just sitting in there, learning and putting strategies in my head. As I had a lot of nerve, I was scared how to do it, and because I was seeing myself this size, comparing myself to those persons that were on stage. And so I said, when we had a chance before going to the launch, I saw that person talking to a lot of others there in that areas, and I said, Loreanna, take your tag out and go there and present yourself. You need that number. And yes, that's what I did. I took out my tag and I went there and I said, hi, my name is Loreanna. How are you? Let's take a picture together. I want to send it to you. I learned a lot from those people in Cardone. You take a selfie together, you send it to their phone, you have their contact information. And we became friends. That person, I believe it was like a few days after that, he was so, I am very thankful for with him, because that person gave me the opportunity to talk in front of like 200 or more investors in Clubhouse, and to present my own listings from Puerto Rico. And from that Clubhouse story, or I don't know how to call it, from that day, I have been receiving so many calls from people that have been listening to that, I don't know what I call it. It's like an audio. And they want to have more information about Puerto Rico listings. And I am so grateful that I took out my fears and I went there and introduced myself to that person, and to create a great relationship with him and the other persons around him. And at the same time that he gave me that opportunity, and now I have so many great persons in my network that we are supporting each other and helping each other. And we are all learning the same things, even though they have billions or millions or thousands or hundreds. We are all learning the same. We are taking out fears. We are taking out things that were holding us from being like this, the lady boss or boss lady. So, okay, more words. I know that somebody wrote there knowledge, and I have here confidence, empowerment, different. Influence. You need to influence people to make decisions. So you want them to buy from you. You need to be an influencer. Emotions. You need to create emotions in the people so they can literally trust you. And obviously a mission. Without a purpose, without a vision, you don't even know what you're doing talking to everybody. So you need to have that before starting to create a brand for yourself. You need to have your why. Your why will keep you motivated. What is your why? Why I want to do this? Why I want to sell real estate? Why I want to do weddings? Why I want to create a brand? Why I want to have so many businesses? That why, it will be, putting yourself like, every time that you're feeling a little bit of frustration, you just remember your why and let's go it. Let's do it. So, okay. You're about. Who are you? You have been a person that have been having a lot of great things in your past. Keeps me going when it's good heart. Yes. So you know what is you're about? Or do you remember who have been, the times where you have been receiving rewards, the things that you have been, feeling proud of yourself? There's a lot of things that we don't even remember that we have done for ourselves or for others. I'm going to say something as a mom. I have two, oh my God, great kids. 20 years old and 18 years old right now. They're not kids anymore. In the moment that I was raising them, I didn't even know what I was doing. And the majority of that time, since they were like 3 and 5, I did it by myself. literally. And I have more to tell in that story, but I won't say it right now. I will say it later. But I didn't know what I was doing. And so many people, like really people that were family and so many people that were like so close were telling me that I was doing it wrong. And I didn't want to hear that, because my heart was telling me, keep doing it the way that you're doing it. Right now, when I see my kids, I feel so proud as a mom, because I see, and I think one of them is here, I see two great people, two great hearts, two great persons, two great leaders, two great, if you don't see that, it's because you didn't do anything, because a lot of time we see people that they are being raised by themselves or by their grandmother or by them. And yes, those are people that have been having a lot of courage to be, doing whatever it takes to be a good person, because their circumstances around them, they weren't good. But my kids, even though their circumstances weren't the best ones, I did the best to create those great circumstances that they had in their head right now to become great persons with the other ones. They treat really good to others, and they respect others, and they have a great vision. They are not settled for, something little. Those are my kids. So I feel proud of as a mom, right? So those things are part of my story. Are part of my about to create a brand with that story too. And my goals. I'm going to tell you how your goals can change in 1 second. One day I was in selling some insurance in the islands a long time ago. And I remember that I was trying to sell this insurance that was paying like $100 per month. And I was trying to sell it to my friend that I knew that she had a lot of money in my head. And I was saying, well, it costs like $100 monthly. And my friend told me, Loreanna, you know what? Sometimes what the amount that you think that is a lot for you is not a lot for others. So quit telling people that it is too much, because for me, probably it's not too much. And I started to learn, yes, that mindset of money in that moment started to work in my, it started to work in my mind with $20 or $100 in that moment. Look how it's been changing. Last year, past December of 2021, my goal for 2022 said, okay, I'm gonna have 1.3 million in gross commissions in 2022. And I'm selling it publicly because I posted it publicly. So you can check in my post, like in the post that I made in December, you will see it. I had my goal, 1.3 million, to get in gross commissions, anything that comes to December 2022. So when this new network that I've been creating with the 10X community, we are taking the trainings with Cardone, we are meeting the beginning of the year and everybody's telling their goals. And it's funny because they started to say, okay, well, my goal this year will be 130 millions, and the other one was like 45 millions. And I was like, oh, Loreanna, don't say your goal, don't say your goal. My goal became so little in less than a second. Because I started to listen those things that I thought that they were completely out of my mind, they were real. And they were my new friends or my new network, the people that I have been now working with. And I'm like, why do you are creating a goal of 1.3 million? Raise that. So now it's a little bit higher. I'm working in a better way and more motivated now because that mindset started to raise again, to become bigger. And I love that because I hate it when people were saying, put goals that can be reachable. Why? Put goals that cannot be reachable so you can reach the goals that are close to those. If you put goals that are reachable, you probably won't get them, so you will still get lower than you try to. So those things need to be worked in your head, right? And before you start a personal branding, those are the things that I'm saying for the inner self to be in complete order before you start creating that branding. So let's see. We talk about goals, we talk about mindset, we are talking about image. What type of image you think you want to create? In my case, I like this, long and wavy hair and this elegant but sexy but fun. And I have a lot in my inner self that I need to create outside too. And I'm creating an image that can be genuine and trustable, but fun and beautiful. And so you need to start defining by your vision and your mission and your purpose and your about, what is your type of image that you want to create for that branding. And I'm gonna say something, not every branding needs to have this type of hairstyle, like, and makeup and things, but needs to have an image that can be related to the vision that you're trying to make. And I'm gonna say an example. Long time ago, I don't know if all these millennials that are here will know, but Kate Moss from Calvin Klein, that model, it was not just modeling for Calvin Klein, those white t-shirts and jeans. She was literally living that way always. That was her brand, herself, her image. It was always so relaxed in jeans, in loose t-shirts, no makeup at all. And she was so beautiful. And that brand was great. When nobody was thinking about personal branding, that girl had a personal branding. And she never needed like makeup or anything, like high heels or blings or, diamonds or anything like that. Every brand needs to be so authentic that people need to be seeing who you are in that brand. And let's see here. Design. You need to have something designed. You don't get something from anybody else and post it with just picture. No, you need to have that creativity in yourself. And even if you don't know how to do it, you look for somebody like me that can do it. But you need to have something always being unique, being original, being authentic, but unique. And you need to communicate. You need to have a way of talk to people. That confidence is for that. It's not just for you to feel, oh, I own the place. You need to be like this. I don't see anybody here. I just see myself in this camera. And I'm going to tell you a story of how I did the first live. It was funny because I needed to practice it so many times. And I literally practiced with my phone, recording myself, I don't know, like 1,000 times, and every video was terrible. And I said one day, you know what, go live. Don't keep recording yourself because you're not gonna do it. Go live. So I had a margarita in my hand, and I believe another one in my body, inside. And hi Robert, my ex-husband who's just joined. So I had that margarita in my hand. That was the thing that was making me feel comfortable. The margarita. I'm not a person who is always drinking or anything like that. But it was fun having that margarita in the camera, in front of the camera. Even though it was like, watering there because I wasn't even drinking it. But it was kind of fun to have it. And that made me feel more comfortable. I stayed like probably 2 hours talking to people there. And it was funny because I was so genuine that I told them, this is my first live. I wanted to have you all here because I wanted your feedback. Just let me know how I'm doing it. I'm taking out my fears. And I didn't have anything that I wanted to talk about. I just did a live. And it made me feel so comfortable that I started to create more. And I still need to create more, but I'm doing so many things that I have a lot of content that I have been creating, but I haven't posted. And lives, I haven't done lives in a while. So I'm going to be doing more lives soon. So I love your honesty and how genuine you are. Yes, that is the point. Thank you so much. I am like that, believe me. But that's how you need to become in order that people can trust you and can buy your products, can want your services. And even if they cannot pay it in the moment, they will make so. Okay, he wants to say hi again. Say hi again. Okay. Te voy a quedar aquí. So, even if they cannot pay it right in the moment, they will find a way, or being honest with you, because they are getting that way of trusting you. Oh, papis. And that is the way that you get more clients and more referrals. I love referrals, and I'm so thankful. It's not a she, it's a he. His name is King Abu. So in the moment that you are promoting, are communicating your vision, people like you right now start feeling that emotion, start feeling that's perfect, perception of who you are, who you really are. And that's the way that people start referring to you to others that they really love. That is a sold client. When somebody is being referred to you by other person, you don't need to do too much effort to try to sell them. It's already sold. If you don't sell that, it's because you don't know how to sell. That I can help you too with that. Or close, because you don't know how to close. Okay, so... Okay, and I love that this is a way for you to create a network and a community. Love that. I'm reading. So, okay, let's see. I have here the communication, promoting, digital a lot. We live in a digital world. We need to create everything digital right now. We don't need to be sending things in the mail. Okay, and... sorry. He was going to ask me for food, and you know that he throws the plate every time that he wants more food. So, okay, I have here trust, credibility, referrals. Yes, I just talked about exactly the words. And right now, the only thing that I have to tell after everything I have been saying is the process of how Loreanna Luxury Brand create that personal branding program. And as I told you, the first part, it was working with your inner self, right? How to create that development of a leader, an empowered person, a confident person, a mindset that is full of great ideas, great resources, a great network, a great everything. So that is the first part of the process to create a personal branding. So we start by identifying your vision with the psychology marketing test. Then we start identifying your mission and your why. We literally, and when I say we, it's I, literally. I personally go holding your hand, and we start creating and discovering things that you forgot about yourself, and that you probably didn't even knew that you wanted it. And you will be discovering that the way that I have been discovering myself too. For me, it's to recreate my social media accounts. They are completely undeveloped. Oh, you have a person here that will be doing that for you, and so you can start running that business again with a new image, new social media, new everything. So, okay, the third step that we do in that first phase, in the inner self, right, phase, is discovering your personal and professional goals, your business goals, your personal goals. What do you want to be, or what do you want to get? After you have your why and your about and your vision, mission, you start putting the real goals that you really want. It's not just to travel the world or to become, one of the ones, one of the goals that I posed in in the last year for this year was to become number one, the first listing agent in the island. Oh my God, I am being in that way. I mean, I have been having a lot of listings. I forgot that I needed to put in those goals that I want to become the first the buyer's agent too. Because what can I do with listings with no buyers? So I need to both. I have a lot of buyers, but they are not matched with those listings right now. Does anybody have buyers for my listings? Let me know. So you need to be aware of what type of goals you really want. Not just temporary, but something that gets to your life and stays there. Huge goals. So, and then the little ones too. So, okay. And we start elaborating your about, because in that moment you will be elaborating who are you, how you have been, bringing the things that you have in your life, inside and outside, with everything with all your experiences that you have been having. I have certifications that I even forgot about them, and because I use them, but I don't have them in the wall. And yes, but I have them. I'm certified, and I am an international destination wedding planner and designer, certified, and I never mention it, but it's true. I studied civil engineering, I studied architecture, I studied international business. I have the knowledge. Why? Even though I'm not working as an engineer, but I'm great at math. That's probably the only thing good about the civil engineering. I hated it, and I once say in the interview that for me it was so boring, and to wear a hard, how do you call those, capacetes, the hard hat and the boots. I was like, this is not me. I like high heels. I like to be with makeup. So the architecture, oh my God, I fall in love with the arts, the history of those arts. I fall in love with the design process. I fall in love with the way that all pieces have a function. You need to put in this certification. So the way that I have been taking that designing knowledge or things that I learned through the architecture into the events. I design the events the way that I studied, the way that I learned how to design inside of architecture. I design and create with a purpose in each corner. I just don't put this because it looks good. No. I see where exactly are the emergency exits. I see where exactly are the outlets and things that probably no other designer can see, because I have another type of knowledge. And the international businesses was where I literally fall in love with the marketing, the sales process, the psychology of the marketing is wow. I started to study even when the Campbell soup was in that logo, so simple logo with wine. So I saw so many purposes in those type of simple things that I started to become so creative. And so that's something that I'm not gonna be posting everywhere that I did this and this and that. That's why I'm a boss lady. Nothing else. I have everything there. So okay, that's why I will be with you elaborating that about who you are, who have you become in those past years. So then we keep going with the leadership, empowerment, mindset, and confident development. That's where things will get like great, because your mindset, you will be like full of excuses. And I hate excuses. And I will be the perfect one to tell you, what? I don't care. You need to do it this way. And then you tell me that you don't have an excuse. And that way you will be learning how to don't have excuses. I am like that even with my grandmother. So even my kids, probably they're still here. I am like that. When they tell me, Mom, I cannot do this, why not? Like, I'll show you how to do it. And they see that I can do it, and they are like, okay, so the next time that you need to tell me something, don't tell me that you cannot do it. Just look for a million of ways to do it, and if you cannot find one, call me, and I will help you find another one. And I'm like that. I want a reward by being the most resourceful. That was the first time that I saw myself as a resourceful person. I didn't even knew that word existed. And when I saw that word, I was like, wow, so I'm a resourceful person. Yes, I am. I am a resourceful person. I'm always looking for resources, for ideas, for solutions. And that's the way. I'm gonna be working with Utah. So I'm always like looking for yes, and yes. I hate no's. When a no's come and it's gonna be a real no, it's because you already made, a million possible ways to make a yes, and God is telling you no. So that's the only no's that I accept. When He is the one who tells me, yeah, hasta aquí, no way. So then we start with the physical footprint. We are working that inner self constantly. But then after we start with that development of the leadership, empowerment, mindset, and confidence, we integrate the physical part, your image, because you now are feeling another type of person inside, and you will show it outside. So now we can start with the photo shoot and the whole image that we want to do. So it's like you will have, if you're a woman, you will have a makeup artist with you. And if there is no makeup artist that day that we need to do a photo shoot, I am one. I don't have the certification, but I'm a wedding planner. I need to work with a makeup artist like almost in every wedding. And I need to retouch them, the brides, after they leave, after the makeup artist leaves. So they have been showing me, and I have been a model with my friends when they have been getting their certifications. So I've been like, when one eye getting the makeup, when they put it, and the other eye like just learning everything. So yeah, you can trust my makeup. So a hairstylist, if that person cannot be in that moment that we need to do the photo shoot, I'll be with you. And obviously a professional photographer. I'm not certified, but I have the eye. I work with photographers almost every day. So you will be looking the best of the best, but you will have right now in that moment the colors that you need, the way that you want to show, because you will have your vision, you will have that everything completed in order that you can now start promoting it, showing it, communicating it. And so you still will have consultations and tips with the fashion, the way that you are gonna be learning how you put your. I'm talking about the girls right now, the women, the boss ladies, everything related to the whole image. You will still have a consultation, like almost, we will meet a lot, and personal, one-on-one with the guys. And I know that I have been helping a lot of them with the fashion and the matching colors and the way that they need to show that branding. And so I will be, one-on-one with them too. And let's see, I will be creating a web page for you. If you have seen mine, the new one that I just did is loreannaluxurybrand.com. It's gonna be something as simple as that. So you can have your services, or even if you have another website, you can link. I can link it there, so people can see something new, for you, that you will be like promoting everything in there, and you will start practicing to create things in your own. And we will start to communicate your vision by telling your story, like everything that I have been saying today. You will start practicing to do that. So you will be joining in my lives too, so I can introduce you to my audience, and you can start like feeling more comfortable that way. Obviously, I'm not gonna put you in the first day because I know how uncomfortable it feels. So you will be practicing to do it before you do it, right? You will be starting to differentiate from your competition. We will be doing that together. You will be building trust and credibility with your own audience. You will be attracting the right client. How? The way that we have been, and that I have been telling you in the type of way that you're being approaching, the type of communication that you will be using, the colors. I mean, I'm going to tell you something else. I would have never in my life thought that I was going to wear this type of color. This is, for me, it's like a Barbie color. It's the first time that I'm wearing this type of pink. And I like it. But it was the way that I saw that the type of branding that I'm creating, the right client feel attracted to those type of colors, those type of jewel tones, the purple, the fuchsia, the black with teal, and some colors that I like them, but I was never wearing them, like in my clothes. So I started to bring to my closet colors that I was being promoting. And it's been even getting a change in me, because if I want to promote a brand, everything needs to be in those same, everything needs to be matching the same colors. Me and my name and my brand and my business. So it's not that I will be posting everything in a Barbie pink, but those are accents that I will be bringing to the brand. Okay, let's see. We will be creating the right network, the same way that I have been going by myself to places to create a network with people in Puerto Rico, with people here, with people around the world, because we have social media now. It's not difficult to create a great network, not any kind of network. You want a network that it will be supportive with you. A network that is like you, looking to have people around that they can do business together, that they can refer to you, and they are not competition. They are people that wants to work together, create alliances. And let's see here. Oh, we will be working on how to get your friends to refer to you, all those friends. So you will have clients in an easier way. That's one of the biggest things that I have right now. And I'm thankful. Thank you again. Thank you for all of you that have been referring me people. Oh my